This is the 2024 Honda Passport. It has some noteworthy changes. We're going to talk about those changes in today's Vehicle Visionary video that I'm shooting here at Holmes Honda. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. One thing you might wonder about, you saw the Black Edition logo right there. That means this is indeed a Black Edition Passport. It is a 2024 model, no matter who comes along in the comments and says, that's a 2023 model. I actually had somebody who said that in my last video on a Passport. But there are obviously multiple colors available. If you go with the Black Edition, it doesn't have to be crystal black. You can also go with platinum white. You can go with sonic gray, as you can see right here. You can also go with radiant red. And you saw the Black Edition logo back here on the rear. You also see the all-wheel drive logo. And you're going to see that on these Passports for 2024 no matter what trim level you go with. They're all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive gone. Something else that's interesting here is they're also all going to be 8.1 inches as far as their height goes. That's about an inch increase from last year, 2023 and earlier. So in a lot of ways, you're going to have the TrailSport features, even though it's not everything, but you can actually option in skid plates underneath the vehicle as well across all trim levels. And while we have 20-inch wheels here, you're going to have 18-inch wheels on the TrailSport version. You can also, I believe, opt in the 18-inch wheels to go with this model too. And when it comes to the interior, good news for those of you who are seeking a wireless charging pad. That's something else that is now standard across all trim levels. And you'll find some minor changes here with the cup holders. And there's obviously plenty of space here with the center console. And something else that is gone will be the armrests right here. So some minor updates here within the interior. Being that this is the Black Edition, you're going to find the red contrast stitching throughout the Black Edition logo, the red ambient lighting, and I'm going to try and get in a place where I can show you that later in the video. Now, one thing we don't have here, and that flickering effect you see on the screen right there, I apologize to those of you who watch all of my videos because you know what I'm about to say. But for those who don't watch me regularly and you see the same flickering effect on other videos and you might think there's something wrong with the vehicle, there's not. That has to do with my camera. But speaking of the infotainment system that is very easy to learn, very easy to use, obviously has built-in navigation, the only thing you don't have here that you probably should is going to be wireless capability for pairing your cell phone. You're still going to have to be tethered to do that. And I told you that we have 20-inch wheels here, but you might have said, well, you didn't tell us about the tire and wheel size. Well, the width here is 245, and we'll have a 65 series sidewall. LED lighting will be found everywhere you look as far as LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights down there on the lower portion of the bumper. You have the active air curtains up here. In case you didn't know, yep, they are here. That helps improve aerodynamics. And everything that a lot of you seem to want with your side view mirrors are here. Turn signal indicators are built in. They're heated. They're power adjustable. And let's do one more thing here. Let's go right here. This this button. When you push that button, you have the power folding side view mirrors. Hi everyone, you can see me in the video for a change. Something we don't do as often as we once did, but who knows, we might get back to that. And you have your proximity key with the walk away feature. There it is. You do have remote start, and you can open and close your power lift gate back there. You do have the roof rails up top, and you can get the crossbars so you can greatly increase cargo capabilities. And you know by the logo or the sticker back here that gives the instructions on how to use the hands-free feature. Well, there you go. And there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can use that kicking motion, or you can just swipe your foot across. Either is going to work. That's a good thing. You also have a spare tire with this model. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds, and your cargo capacity can be maximized by pushing the buttons right here. You can also do that on the seats themselves. And you're looking at 50.5 to 100.7 to 100.8 cubic feet of cargo capacity. There is space within the floor, underneath the floor right here, if you want to take advantage of that to store even more things. Quite a bit going on here, and you probably saw it earlier, but we also have a 12-volt power outlet right here, and a little bit of storage on each side. And for those of you who are not fans of turbocharged engines, well, you're going to be happy because you have the 3.5 liter Honda V6 here, the VTEC. It is naturally aspirated. It makes 280 horsepower, 262 pounds-feet of torque, and for 2024 is still mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Let's see what that equates to when it comes to MPGs. I don't know how well you can see this. I'll at least tell you 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas for every 100 miles driven. To open your gas door, you'll come right here, and that has significance because something you don't often hear in these videos is how large the gas tank is on these vehicles. In this case, 19.5 gallons. And what will your rear seat passengers find? Well, nothing unusual here, but you will find, or they will find, the privacy shades right here, one on each door that can be put in place or moved out of place. The upper and the lower door bins. Well, maybe we shouldn't say upper and lower door bins. We have the door bin here and the cup holders up here, which I guess could be used to store things. But that's what we have. The fold-down armrest is right here with the cup holders built in. And I would really like to see more automakers design their fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in like this. And you might say, well, what's the difference, Tom? Normally, you would have the cup holders in this area. So if you put drinks in one side or the other, well, that pretty much eliminates the ability to use it as an armrest unless somebody just wants to use their elbow right there. In this case, they can still use it as an armrest. And there is a little bit of additional storage here with the rear seat pockets on the back seats, both on the driver and passenger side. You have heated seats. You can control the climate back here with your third zone of climate, tri-zone climate control, dual in the front, single here in the rear. Heated seats and a few different connectivity options. And for the next year of the Passport that will likely be redesigned, which I'm hoping is going to be 2025 from what I understand, it's not going to be a smaller version of the Pilot. So it should look different. We'll see what happens. For now, you have the standard size or conventional size sunroof as opposed to panoramic. What is it you hope to see available when the next generation of the Passport comes out? And one thing you may have noticed I didn't mention when we talked about the side view mirrors earlier was blind spot monitoring. Well, it's not in the side view mirrors here. It's actually right here. So if you're wondering if it's here, yes, it is. You also have Honda Sensing, which is going to include adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, lane keeping assist, and road departure mitigation. So quite a bit going on here. Here's just a quick look across the dash. Again, that flickering effect, you know why it's there. Here's your dual zone climate control for the front seat area. And here's the good news, is you have heated, and even though we don't really need it right now, you also have ventilated seats. So that's good, a little more connectivity. And we didn't look down inside of the center console earlier. We just looked at what's here. There you go, quite a bit of space there, the push button shifter, and your different driving modes. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, if I go from D to S, that's sequential mode. And while they're not wrong, if you call it sport mode, you're also not wrong because, well, whether you call it sequential or sport mode, it does the same things. So, not a big deal. And how about our drive modes? Let's go through those drive modes. I'll just use this button to select those drive modes depending on your situation. Let's get to the right screen. And our drive modes include, we'll start at the top, normal, snow, and you can see the appropriate graphics right there that go with and match everything. Snow, mud, and then sand. So there you go if you're curious about that. And you do have the multi-view rear view camera. Tell Honda down in the comments section what you would like to see with the available cameras on the exterior of the vehicle for 2025. Maybe I shouldn't say 2025 because we don't officially know for sure what's coming in 2025 at the moment, but we'll see. It might have been given by the time you watch this video, but as of December 13th of 2023, yeah, we still don't have that information. But a very simple system here to deal with. I like that you have your steering wheel mounted controls, you have your shifter paddles right here, you can control the functioning of your headlights and fog lights right here, obviously the tail lights as well, and your front and rear window wipers. Simplistic, but very effective. And let's give fair time to the upper console as well. I'll show you what's here, because I know a lot of you like to know about that. Obviously, you control the sunroof here. It is going to tilt or slide open, depending on what you want to do. And there is the sunglass holder that is also the conversation mirror. Kind of an interesting thing to have there, because you can give the kids the angry eyes, the kind eyes, or the confused eyes, or whatever you can come up with for whatever you're doing with your eyes. And you can see what all is here as far as the different features and functionality on the touch screen. And I don't know how well the lighting is coming in as far as the red ambient lighting goes. It's in quite a few different places, but probably the best and most obvious that we can have, at least in the lighting we have in the shop where I am right now, is right there around the cup holders. So you can see that real well. You can also see the reflection down there on the plastic on the floor down there in the footwell, and there's also red ambient lighting in a few other areas. Unfortunately, it's a little lighter than normal here where I'm filming, but that gives you an idea of what's here. And we'll get out on the road for a quick test drive. And the good thing about that's a good segue into talking about the fact that, well, when you need to get down the road, it's quick enough. It's not necessarily plant you in your seat kind of acceleration, but when you need to get around slower moving traffic on a 2-lane road when it's safe to do so, or get up to speed, or get a little above the speed limit, hint, hint, when you're merging into traffic on the interstate, or a place where the speed limit is higher, you definitely won't have any trouble doing that. And the ride quality here is good, at least on all the road surfaces I've been on. And the good thing about having all-wheel drive is that if you live in an area where you deal with snow, you deal with ice, you're not going to have trouble getting around. You have more than enough ride height, especially with that increase of, well, roughly an inch of ride height. So that helps out in a lot of ways. So depending on where you live, well, that can be really beneficial to you. If you live here in Northwest Louisiana, about every 30 years or so we get a good snow. Well, if you have one of these passports when that time comes again, which probably, at least I hope, won't be for a long time. We did have a major snow back in 2020. And there were some people that took passports and Ridgelines home that were all-wheel drive and had no trouble getting around. We actually had upwards of a foot of snow, believe it or not. It was something else, very unusual for this area, but that really gave a good test for what these models are capable of, even for those of us down here that don't have a lot of experience with that kind of thing. The interior itself, comfortable. The leather-trimmed interior, it's comfortable. The seats are comfortable. That really is a nice compliment for the ride quality itself with the shocks and suspension. It makes for a nice experience, and you have plenty of space for cargo, whether you have the seats folded down flat or if they're in the upright position. You still have plenty of room back there, as we talked about earlier in the video, and you can do a little bit of towing with this Passport if you need to. Obviously nothing really heavy, but still a lot of capabilities here and plenty of technology that's easy to learn and use, but it definitely gets the job done. I am very interested to see what we're going to see when the next generation of the Passport comes. Keep an eye on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel, because as soon as Honda makes that available, I promise to drop a video and keep you all informed. And those are the changes and a quick tour of the 2024 version of the Honda Passport. So this time, unlike in my last Passport video, I shouldn't have anybody proclaiming this to be a 2023 model, because there are some obvious changes. We'll have to see what comes in the future. It should be interesting. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this model for the day. If you're interested in buying this Passport, or maybe something else they have in inventory at the dealership, check out the link down in the description of the video and tell whoever you talk to at the dealership that Tom from Vehicle Visionary sent you their way. I also want to say a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Subscribe to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel, and you can hear more tongue twists that way too, besides seeing my future videos. Just gives you something to laugh at. And if you want to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing and probably hear some tongue twists on those videos as well, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.